Hello, hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of NFL 101. Give me one moment. There I am. Now, in the last episode, excuse me, my allergies are going nuts. In the last episode, we talked about the playoff bracket, what the NFL playoffs actually look like, what the NFL playoffs will continue to look like for several years to come, what they have looked like a bit in the past, and what some people want to see. Now, this episode, I'm going to explain to you kind of exactly what the Super Bowl is, how it came to be, and some other stuff around the Super Bowl. And hopefully, this will be set to come out before the Super Bowl. Uh, I'm recording this the day before the Super Bowl. Hopefully, I'll schedule it to come out before the Super Bowl tomorrow. So, what is the Super Bowl? Basically, the Super Bowl is the championship game of the NFL. Now, all sports, even all game shows, all sports have some sort of championship game where two competing parties come, like they've made it through all the gauntlet of regular season. They made it through the even you know the even stingier gauntlet. I don't know how to say that else to say that, but they made it through one gauntlet, the gauntlet of the regular season, kind of a bit easier. The gauntlet of the playoffs, kind of the harder of the two, because those are the best teams in the league, or they are the best people in the competition up to that point. Now you're going. Now is the two best teams in the league or in the competition, whatever you want to call it. It's the two best teams, the two best people, the two best things in this particular mode of competition. It's the two best NFL teams that are coming together, and they're going to play to see who is the best team and will be able to hoist the Lombardi Trophy for for you know their city, their team, their families, their people, for whoever they want it to be for, essentially. So that's not too hard to understand. It's a championship game. It's the last game of the season. It's for all of the teams. It's for the two best teams in the league that have won all these games and competed in all these games, all these competitions, gotten all the stats, gotten all the things. So it's not that hard to understand what the Super Bowl is. Now, I'm going to morph into a little bit of NFL history here. So, originally, way back when, 105 years ago, when the NFL started, it did not have all 32 teams that we have today. It started, I think, if I remember right, it's either the Bears or the Packers are the oldest team in the NFL. One of those. I think it's the Bears, if I remember right. The Bears are now back then. The Bears were called the Decatur Staleys, uh, which is weird. So back then, when the Bears were initially founded, they were not the Chicago Bears. They were based in Decatur. They were called the Staleys for some reason. But anyway, save that for another episode where it's a longish episode where I go into a bit more of NFL history, or I might split off and just do a bunch of episodes. I might split that off and do like NFL history and go into how each team was founded and how each team came to be and how the NFL today came into be. Um, by the way, the NFL, if I remember, the NFL uses YouTube channel. If you want to go watch that, go up to the NFL YouTube channel. I think they have a basics on how they for over the 100 years on how the NFL looked and changed and what they did, rules they added, teams they subtracted, teams, all that stuff. I believe they do have a video on the NFL YouTube channel that you can go look up and basically get the basics on what happened in the NFL over like its first 100 years. Now, I'm just providing the basics on the Super Bowl history. Now, over the years, other professional football leagues, uh, uh, you know, sprang up. The Browns were part of a different league called I think it's the no, that was I don't remember what their league the Browns were. It's like the A something odd P or something like that. I don't remember. Uh, it's troubling having so much NFL knowledge that you don't remember all of it. But the Browns were initially a part of a different pro football league. That league eventually folded, joined the NFL, or like basically merged with the NFL, and the Browns and I think one other team. I don't remember. No, I think it was just the Browns. I think if I remember right, just the Browns were the only team that kind of survived from that. No, maybe the Seahawks. Maybe it was the Seahawks. I'm thinking of. No, they were part of the AFC, the AFL. Anyway, so eventually through the years, about I want to say about 1959, 1960, Lamar Hunt, the original owner of the Chiefs, wanted to want to he wanted to own an NFL team. Essentially, he wanted to make one, and back then, it, essentially how to I explained this in the NFL owners video a little bit. Back then, when the NFL first started up and when the AFL first started up, it was kind of easy. You pay a sum of money. I think initially it was like $100, and then I think it climbed up. But anyway, you could basically pay some money and opt into the NFL. They create a team for you. You get all these players, and you would be known as an expansion team of the NFL. Now, for whatever reason, Lamar Hunt and a bunch of other people were denied the opportunity to make an NFL team, to get an NFL team made for them, or conglomerated for them, whatever you want to call it. So Clark Hunt, not Clark Hunt, Clark Hunt's the current owner. Lamar Hunt got all these other potential owners together, said, "Hey, let's make our own league," and they made their own league that included what would be the Chiefs. They were the Dallas. They were the Dallas Texans at that point. Uh, Other franchises like the Chargers, the Colts, the Seahawks, and a couple other teams that I'm not gonna mention. Anyway, come about 1968, the NFL and the AFL, which is what the league they called the league that Lamar Hunt started, agreed to merge, and they basically said, okay, we can't have it can't just be all this hullabaloo of I think it was 20 teams at that point. We can't have all this hullabaloo of 20 teams just milling about from two leagues, now two conferences. We can't just have all these teams milling about to reach the NFL championship game. We need a matchup for both leagues where the champion of one league would come, the champion of another league would come, boom, play the Super Bowl. That's how the Super Bowl came about. Essentially, is that two competing sports leagues merged. And they were like, okay, we need the champions of our leagues to come and play one final championship game. Now, as far as how the Super Bowl got its name, initially a fan of a team came up with the term Super Bowl, and guess who comes up again? Lamar Hunt comes up and pushed this name. Hey, let's call this game the Super Bowl. And they were like, okay, cool, we got the name, the Super Bowl game, and they have copyright on it. Nobody can really use the term Super Bowl in an ad. Of course, you can use it. We could just sit here talking about it. It's called the Super Bowl. Now, as far as how the trophy got its name. Again, Lamar Hunt petitioned the at the time commissioner. I don't remember it because Manfred was the one. No, Manfred is baseball, but there's the guy before uh, Roger Goodell. No, the guy. It would be the guy before the guy before Roger Goodell. Anyway, the commissioner at the time, uh, he went to the commissioner, said, "Hey, we should name this trophy after Vince Lombardi. After all he's done for the league." Now, Vince Lombardi, brief history. Vince Lombardi was the at the time Green Bay Packers Green Bay Packers head coach, and Vince Lombardi led them to two separate three-peats. Don't believe. I know it's weird having a Chiefs fan admit this. Don't believe like the major media. Well, yes, this is the first time a team can win three Super Bowls, in a row. It is not the first time a team can win three championships in a row. Now, I will always rag on Nathan. Technically, the championships don't count. We are in the Super Bowl era. This is the first time it's happening. Yeah. But this is not the first time an NFL team has won three championships in a row, as the Packers did it once back in the early 60s, and then they did again. They won two NFL championships and the first Super Bowl. Or no, wait. They won one NFL championship, and I think they won the first two Super Bowls, essentially giving them three championship titles in a row. But again, this is the Super Bowl era. This is the first time a team has been able to win a third consecutive Super Bowl in a row. But again, the reason it is named after Vince Lombardi is because he was one of the best head coaches in the NFL. And Lamar Hunt, you're welcome, Nathan. I don't think he'll watch this, but you're welcome, Nathan. Lamar Hunt petitioned the league to say, "Hey, let's name it after this legendary Packers head coach." Anyway, so that's been pretty much the basics on the Super Bowl: what it is, how it got its name, how the trophy got its name, why we present a trophy at all. Well, everyone knows why we present a trophy, because it's just like, hey, you won, congratulations. why we present a trophy, how the trophy got its name. That's basically kind of everything you need to know about the Super Bowl. I will see you all. The next episode will probably be after the Super Bowl. I will see you all for your next NFL 1-on-1, or for your next George for the next podcast, whichever one comes first. It'll probably be a podcast. See you guys later.